we'll wrap up here. We don't have a whole lot more questions, so we're going to wrap up with this next two. Notre Dame 2164. I don't see Brian Kelly changing offensive philosophy or much at all unless he thinks they should, and it's been shoved in his face and that he has to. He's a stubborn person and coach. What do you think? I think he's very stubborn. I think he's very resistant to change. I absolutely believe that. I think a lot of what you said is true, but I also think that Brian Kelly, more than stubborn, more than his desire. I've often felt in the past that if I said I probably shouldn't say this about a player, because I feel like if I say it, Brian Kelly's going to be like, forget it, we're going to do the opposite thing, because he doesn't want the media to be right. It's very strange, his relationship with the media, even though the Notre Dame media is very favorable to him by and large. He still acts real sensitive sometimes whenever he gets any bit of criticism, and he'll just push back against it and create narratives and just never give into it. It's strange. But beyond that, I think a big part of Brian Kelly, even greater than that, is he wants to win. Brian Kelly cares very much about winning, and he cares even more about his legacy. And his legacy is never going to be complete without a title. And he can spin it all he wants about academics and all this kind of stuff, and he's tried to tamp down expectations in a lot of ways, which I've had a problem with, but ultimately he knows he's got to win a title. And I think the way that Notre Dame played Bama this year, and the way that Notre Dame played Clemson 2 years ago, and the fact that Notre Dame beat Clemson this year, I think Brian Kelly looks at that and says, we're close. We're close. And we got to figure out a way to get over the hump. And we're there defensively, or at least very, very close. We got to make these changes offensively. And to me, if the offense is the reason that Notre Dame goes out and gets over the hump, then Brian Kelly's going to get even more praise than he would if they won because they won a 17-14 game, because that's been considered his area of expertise. So I think he's willing to change if he genuinely believes that's going to be the thing that helps his team win a championship. I do think he's open to it. I think we're going to see some RPOs this year. Will they run enough for it to be impactful? I don't know. I think we're going to see them throw the ball around a little bit more. But ultimately, Brian Kelly wants to win a championship. And if changing the offense is the way to do that, and he's going to have to be dragged there not by me or anybody else. It's going to be by Tommy Rees and by Jeff Quinn and by Lance Taylor. If those guys can say, Coach, we have the personnel to do this. We believe we can do this. Here's our plan. I think he'll say, yeah, let's do it. I do. Because I think ultimately at the end of the day, he wants to win. Last question.